On this video we're going to share with you our top NCAAB picks for the games are happening on Saturday, January 29th, 2022. Welcome back to High Stakes. Let's get straight into it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos. And if you would like more betting tips and predictions, then check out our Patreon in the link down below. Our new Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. 5 plans are available for each and every one of you. You can get 30 extra betting picks all the way up to 500 extra betting picks per month. Stop wasting hours of your time searching for bad betting picks that ends up costing you a lot of money. Join the High Stakes Patreon now and get the best betting picks. Our first pick will be LSU vs TCU, LSU win -2.5. The Tigers will take on the Horned Frogs in a SEC Big 12 showdown as both teams look to earn a resume-building win before March. LSU will look to their defense to help them win this game. The Tigers rank 8th nationally in scoring defense, holding their opponents to 58.4 points per game on 35.9% shooting from the field. The Tigers also rank first in the SEC with 11.4 steals per game and will look to increase that average against a Horned Frogs team that averages 14.47 turnovers per game. TCU could have their work cut out for them against the Tigers. On top of their issues with ball security, the Horned Frogs also rank 258th nationally in scoring offense with 68.4 points per game, and the suffocating Tigers defense will not make their troubles go away. Mike Miles leads the way for the Horned Frogs with 15.4 points per game. After a great start to the season, LSU has been dealing with injuries. Darius Days and Xavier Pinson are two of LSU's most important players and have been out with injuries. Both players are especially instrumental to the Tigers' offense. Days, 13.1 points, and Pinson, 10.9 points. After losing 3 straight, the Tigers snapped their losing streak with a short-handed roster versus Texas A&M on Wednesday. For Saturday's game, Pinson will be out and Days is questionable. This game will be the Horned Frogs' third game against a team that ranks within the top 10 in scoring defense. Their 2 previous games were losses against Baylor and Texas, both games were at home, and the Horned Frogs lost each game by an average of 17.5 points. I believe the Tigers' defense will cause plenty of turnovers to create easy transition scoring opportunities and earn a tough road win. Take the Tigers. Our second pick will be North Carolina State vs North Carolina, over 150. Both teams have very good paths to offense in this matchup, making the over the recommended play. As mentioned in the point spread write-up, not only will North Carolina not be bothered by North Carolina State's press defense, they should thrive against it. North Carolina ranks in the 94th percentile against press defenses this season and should be able to exploit the Wolfpack defense for transition layups and open 3-point attempts. Yes, this is a rivalry and both teams have not been at their best of late, but the Heels have been dominant at home, and I expect that to continue here. North Carolina scored just 58 points in their last home game, but they still won by 11 to move to a perfect 11-0 at home for the year. The Heels have outscored their foes by 15.7 ppg at home for the year overall, including 15.0 ppg at home in league play. North Carolina State has been competitive on the road, but they just don't have the it factor right now. The Wolfpack have lost 3 of their last 4 games, and they have averaged just 68.5 ppg in those games. That will not fly against a North Carolina team that averages 76.6 ppg at home. On the other end of the court, North Carolina won't allow many second chance opportunities to North Carolina State, but they might not need second chances if their pick and roll attack is as good as it appears on paper. North Carolina State runs pick and roll at the highest rate in the country, and North Carolina ranks in just the 14th percentile in pick and roll defense. Expect to see both teams score efficiently in this matchup, making the over a good bet. Our third pick will be Oklahoma vs Auburn, Auburn win -9.5. The Oklahoma Sooners have not been able to find a groove in Big 12 play, losing 4 out of their last 5 games overall. Auburn is the hottest team in DI, winning a miraculous 16 straight games, and are definitely a reliable team to bet on, covering in 7 of their 8 SEC bouts. Furthermore, the Sooners are struggling offensively in conference play. They have tallied less than 65 points in 4 out of their last 5 bouts and are only averaging 109.5 points per 100 possessions, compared to a remarkable 115.8 from Auburn. Auburn survived a massive scare on Tuesday, managing to defeat Missouri 55-54 on the road. It was a poor shooting night for the Tigers, as they made just 35.7% of their 2-point attempts, 21.4% of their 3-point attempts, and 63.6% of their FT attempts. Jabari Smith was held to 5 points, but he was able to make an impact other places with 10 rebounds and 2 blocks. As for Oklahoma, they were able to end a 4-game losing streak with a 72-62 road win over West Virginia on Wednesday. Tanner Groves led Oklahoma with 21 points, propelling the Sooners to as much as a 17-point lead late in the game. Oklahoma ranked 61st in KenPom's adjusted offensive efficiency, but they scored just 59.4 ppg over their last 5 games and figure to be overmatched on the road against Auburn's defense. The Sooners rely heavily on the production of Tanner Groves and score a majority of their points from 2-point range, which plays directly into the hands of an Auburn defense that ranks 1st in block rate and 12th in 2-point defense. The length of Walker Kessler will come into play in Groves' near proximity attempts, forcing Oklahoma into uncomfortably long possessions that result in poor shot attempts against the country's 10th most efficient defense, KenPom. Oklahoma ranks 343rd in turnover rate and has scored more than 65 points just once over their last 5 games. Now, they must try to keep up with an offense that scores 80 ppg at home while holding opponents to 61.2 ppg. Coming off poor performance, expect Auburn to bounce back and take care of business at home in the Big 12 SEC Challenge. Our 4th pick will be South Carolina vs Texas A&M, under 133.5. Both South Carolina and Texas A&M have a defensive identity, and they have backed that up with their play. Scoring has been difficult lately for both teams, as the Gamecocks have scored 64.2 ppg on 38.5% shooting in their last 5 games, while the Aggies averaged 65.8 ppg on 41.7% shooting over their last 5 games. Further, both teams rank outside of the top 340 in FT%, so neither team can be relied on for points. Scoring will not get any easier in this matchup either, as South Carolina and Texas A&M both rank in the top 40 in KenPom's defensive efficiency. South Carolina holds opponents to 39.5% from the field on the road, while Texas A&M holds opponents to 38.4% from the field at home. The Aggies will finally have a chance to snap a 3-game losing streak after facing some tough opponents recently. However, the Gamecocks have been a better team in H2H encounters in the past few years, and even though they are 1-4 SU and 1-4 at TS on the road, considering their last couple of displays, I am backing them to stay close in this one. Texas A&M, who has been fantastic at home this year, will likely get a win here, but don't expect it to be an easy one. South Carolina has yet to score more than 66 points against any defense that ranks in the top 50 in KenPom's defensive efficiency, while Texas A&M has failed to score more than 64 points against any team ranked in the top 40 of KenPom's defensive efficiency. The total feels too high in this one, so take the under. Disclaimer, no financial advice. The information on this channel is provided for education and informational purposes only, without any express or implied warranty of any kind, including warranties of accuracy, completeness, or fitness for any particular purpose. The information contained in or provided from or through this channel is not intended to be and does not constitute financial advice, investment advice, trading advice, or any other advice. The information on this channel and provided from or through this channel is general in nature and is not specific to you, the user, or anyone else. You should not make any decision, financial, investment, trading, or otherwise, based on any of the information presented on this channel without undertaking independent due diligence and consultation with a professional broker or financial advisory.